We definitely have a very different lifestyle here. So these are the earrings that she bought. Hi guys, welcome to a week in my life here in Perth. Some of you may know that I'm from Singapore. I mean, you can tell from my accent that I'm definitely a Singaporean. But basically, my husband and I moved to Perth last year for work reasons. And given that it's been more than a year of living here, I thought, why not share with you guys what I get up to in a typical week here in Perth. We definitely have a very different lifestyle here compared to Singapore. For one, it's the pace of life. The pace of life here is slower. We've learned to take things easy, be more chill. Secondly, the type of activities that we do here is also very different. Over the weekends here in Perth, we like to go trekking and hiking at the national parks and regional parks. We like to go to beaches, go to farmers markets, and a lot of the activities that we do here is centered around nature and exploring the great outdoors that Perth and Western Australia has to offer. Over the weekends, I also actually volunteer at a wildlife rehabilitation centre where we rescue injured, orphaned or sick animals. And on top of that, I've also started my own side business here where I sell handmade polymer clay earrings. So both cities definitely has its own pros and cons. One thing that we absolutely miss about Singapore is the good and affordable food options. Like we miss our good old hawker centre food fare. I also miss the impeccable public transport system that Singapore has. Like when you're in Singapore, it's very easy to complain whenever an MRT breakdown or if your bus is late by a couple of minutes. But honestly, I've come to appreciate our Singapore public transport system a lot. So as Singaporeans, I think we are very fortunate in the sense that we have a pretty good standard of living in general. So coming to Perth is not a matter of choosing a better quality of life. It's really a question about the type of lifestyle that you like. Do you prefer a more urban lifestyle or do you prefer one that is more connected to nature and the great outdoors? So it depends on what floats your boat, what is up your alley. And for my husband and I, we really like it here in Perth. And so I hope any Singaporeans or anybody that is considering living life down under, I hope this vlog helps to give you some perspective or what it's like to lead a typical week here in Perth. So I'm working from home today, and usually if I work from home, I like to work at my dining table because there's more light, it's more bright and airy. It is lunchtime and I'm always so excited for lunch because I get hungry very easily. Today's lunch is gonna be very simple. I'm gonna have yogurt with strawberries and granola that we got at Bunbury Farmers Market. And our friend introduced this to us and it's so good. Probably one of the best granolas that we've ever tried. So if you guys are looking for good granola options in WA, I suggest you check out the Bunbury Farmers Market. So it's evening time and I'm gonna cook dinner. Something that we definitely do more of here in Perth is to cook, because if you were to eat out, that can easily set you back by, I don't know, $15 per person. So as much as possible, we try to cook our own meals. It's much more economical that way. Not bad.
I had Wi-Fi and a long plane flight. Draw your own conclusions.
Today I'm gonna drink tea, and this is my favorite brand of Earl Grey tea in Australia, Madura. Their Earl Grey tea is very fragrant, it's very rich, and I like to pair it with condensed milk. Hi guys, I'm now on the way to work. It takes about 30 minutes to drive to my workplace, and one of the biggest differences for us coming to Perth is our mode of transportation. Owning a car is not a luxury, it's actually more of a necessity here to get around places. So we got ourselves a second-hand car. This is a Mitsubishi Lancer, and guess what? It only cost us 6,200 Aussie dollars, which is such a good deal. And I actually enjoy driving around places in Perth and Western Australia. And a lot of times when I'm driving, I like to listen to podcasts. One that I'm listening to currently is called Yah Lah But. It's by two Singaporean guys. So it's like a commentary podcast on Singapore local news, and it's my way of, keeping up to date with what's happening in Singapore. And I actually enjoy listening to their podcast because there's two of them, right? And sometimes their views are like quite opposite. They have differing views on certain news topics, so it's quite interesting to listen to their perspectives. So my working hours here in Perth is 7.5 hours, as opposed to in Singapore it's usually 8.5 hours. One thing I realized that's different in terms of the work culture here is that they have very quick and efficient lunch breaks. Like, although officially we can have lunch for an hour, but most of the time everyone just has like a quick 15 minutes or 20 minutes lunch break. But in exchange for that, they get to knock off earlier. So a lot of my colleagues go off at like 4:30 or even 4 p.m. And over here you can definitely see that there's a greater emphasis on work-life balance. I'm back at home from work, and today we're going out for dinner. Today is Thursday, and on Thursdays, the shopping malls in suburbs close later. Usually they'll close around 5 p.m, but on Thursdays, most of the shops will close later at like say 9 p.m. I think we're going to a place called Juicy Bao Bao in Northbridge. We live in Northbridge, so it's within walking distance, and Northbridge is a great place for food because there's a lot of eateries and restaurants, but it also has a lot of pubs and clubs, so it does get quite rowdy over the weekends. So there's definitely pros and cons to living in Northbridge. Hi guys, we are now at the Mundy Regional Park where you can find the Lesmurdie Falls. We started our tour at the top of the falls, now we are at the foot of it. And we've been to Mundy Regional Park about 2 or 3 times before, and it's one of our favorite parks in Perth Hills. And yeah, this is just something that we like to do over the weekends, exploring national and regional parks around Perth. So we just got back from Emma's, which is an Asian grocer at Northbridge. There are a couple of Asian grocers around Perth that are quite popular. Coventry has quite good Asian grocers as well. There's one called Trans, which is a Vietnamese-owned Asian grocer in Northbridge too. These are some of the places that we like to go. So from Emma's, we got Asian veg. This is some bak choy. Asian veg is much cheaper when you get it from Asian grocers. Some more veg here. These are snow pea sprouts. And then we also like to make kimchi fried rice. So we got a bottle of kimchi. And let's see what else did we get. Oh, we got some barbecue chicken buns. We usually get mantou, which we eat for breakfast. But yeah, I thought we can try something different. What else? We have some acar to make nasi lemak, as well as some otah. So these are like items that you typically wouldn't find at a regular supermarket in Perth. That's why we go to Asian grocers instead. These are lamington fingers that my friends introduced to me. And basically they are sponge cakes dipped in chocolate with coconut shavings sprinkled all over, and they say that's a very iconic Australian snack. So I also run a side business where I sell handmade polymer clay earrings. I make them from scratch, so it's a one-man show. So today I have a customer order that I need to pack and mail out, and I thought I'll show you guys how I pack my Etsy orders. I use these really thin and slim envelope boxes. So this particular order is actually a birthday gift for someone. So I've used wrapping paper, and I will also include the customer's birthday message on top. So these are the earrings that she bought. It's from our Spring Blooms collection, and it's personally one of my favorite collections as well. So what I'll do is pop this into an organza bag. So I'll pop the earrings into the box and also include a business card which has jewelry care details at the back as well. And once that is all done, we will head to the post office to mail this out. Which is a wildlife rehabilitation center in Perth Hills. I come here on Sundays and I'm a volunteer here. So what we do is rescue and care for sick, injured or orphaned wildlife. And so we give them treatment, we feed them, we care for them in hopes of them being able to recover fully and to be released back into the wild. So one of the bucket list items for me coming to Australia is to do more animal volunteer work, and I wanted to do more volunteers specifically in the wildlife space. So I'm really glad that I found Kanyana. So I've been volunteering for over 6 months and I like it here a lot. It's a very supportive community. When an animal recovers fully and is fit to be released back into the wild, like that's the best feeling. You know, you feel like you've done meaningful work, you've contributed to their road towards recovery. And so, yeah, this is how I spend my Sundays.